think we are live. Let's say setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. Zoom, don't be teasing me here.
Oh, it says you're live. I just got a notice.
Nice.
Something's working.
Yes, we are. Okay, we are good to go. Okay. So let's get back to, I don't even know. I don't know if I should be watching us on Zoom or if I should be watching us on Facebook.
I don't know where to look. I'm just face because I don't know either.
There's somebody else. Awesome.
It's so stressful.
I love it. Okay, so I think we are good. Everyone say hello as you are tuning in. I am Dr. Jordan Leasure. We're going to get in here with Rita and oils. So if you have oils, I would say grab them because we're going to be discussing them, using them, the whole 9 yards. We are in our stress relief boot camp. And I guess, Rita, let's start with who you are and how I know you and why you're here and what we're
exciting to be here.
So much to cover.
There's so much to cover. Well, let's see. So I am a mom of 3. I'm a midwife that doesn't practice here in Illinois. I'm also a doula, a childbirth educator, lactation counselor, massage therapist.
Name it, she's done it.
I've done it. But it's all related. I've been doing this for about 23 years now. And let's see. So I have been using Young Living essential oils for probably the last 18 of those years. I first started incorporating them in my massage and body work, and I specifically work mostly with pregnant moms, postpartum moms, teaching infant massage, and also their partners too. We try and make it like a kind of a family deal. But I've always loved these oils. And I think, in the last, I would say 5 years or so, I noticed myself just from working so much, life stresses, being a mom, being on call 24/7, lack of sleep, things that are going on in the world today. I won't even talk about that word.
Yeah, we don't say that word in this group.
Right. But I personally was starting to suffer from anxiety and some panic attacks. And I am a believer that, I love to be able to mix both East and Western philosophies. I believe in collaborative care, but I really do try and do things as naturally as possible. I'm very sensitive to medications. They don't always work really well for me. And so I really started investigating what oils specifically could I use to help with anxiety and panic. And so, and of course, I did talk therapy, lots of other things, dove deep into my, own psyche, trying to figure out what caused a lot of that. So that's important. I don't think you can just douse yourself in oils and all of a sudden be like, whoo, I'm healed, And so, but I will say that probably now it's been 4 years since I've had to take any kind of like crazy medication to help with specifically, I would say, panic attack. And I don't really get them often. I would say in the last couple of weeks, it's been a little more stressful. And I'm more mindful about it and really conscious about it. So, I first started, one of the first oils that I started to use as I was coming off of medication that I didn't want to be on. Slowly, I was doing that, I was being monitored, but I started to use one called Stress Away. And seriously, I could not leave the house without it. And I was like sniffing this bottle everywhere I went. And then I started using it with my meditation and with breath work. And I found it to be so helpful. Like the minute that I would start to feel really stressed out, if I grabbed my oil, I put it on, I did my breathing with it. I just kind of noticed that I felt really grounded and it never escalated. There you go. I know, right? Hello.
I doubled up.
I mean, well, then we got the peace and calming. We've got the
I was gonna say.
oh, I've got it all. Like totally love that they make these handy rollers because, you know, as much as like I love doing the DIY stuff, it's fun.
Oh yeah, there's my stress away roller. I got it all too. That's right.
Oh yeah, the peace and calming roller, all of it. You know, but like I really don't. I'm really busy, as we all are really busy, and I don't have time to always make my own rollers and my own stuff. So like I kind of like purchasing it. It's really nice. But anyway, so you know, I thought that maybe in a little bit we could even try grabbing an oil and doing kind of like a little experiment with some breathing. But you know, as I started to get into it a little bit more, then I discovered Valor. So there are
I don't have that. I don't have so let's take a step back. So I've known Rita, and we didn't get into this, but Jan has known Rita. And Jan, are you on here? Like, comment, say hello. How long? I feel like forever.
It's like at least I think 11 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And we've done like collaborative stuff with the office. It was very hard for me to part with my breastfeeding chair for Parker, but I passed that on because I knew it was going to a very good home. So I passed that on to Rita's for her studio.
Yeah. Everyone has loved it, by the way.
That's
I'm
makes me tear up.
I'm guilty of sitting in it like most of the time myself. I do hoard it for me because
that's okay. That's okay. That's good. As long as it's serving the babies, that's what it was good for.
Serving moms and the babies.
I love that. She helped Jade and Jameson. So there's a lot of interconnection here. And then the oils come in. I haven't used oils, obviously, as long as Rita has, but we've used oils in the office. If you've been to the office and had a massage, we incorporate them in a massage. I feel like we've been remiss in how, I don't know, like how much education we've done for patients, like almost like I've been hoarding the information because we make rollers for special occasions. Like we make rollers and we sell them at Christmas to make it easy on people. But I have not done as much education ongoing, I think, for patients as I should have. And that's part of the reason that I wanted you here today, so that people knew, because again, we have a lot of people that aren't venturing out, and I want people to know what resources they have and how they can take care of themselves. And kind of like you were saying, you know, stress away, as you can see in our house, we use quite a bit. And it's awesome. And it's not meant to be a replacement for talk therapy or for, you know, good diet or exercise or supplementation or the gratitude. Yeah, all that stuff that I've been teaching, just like, and again, I mean, you're going to get into this, but like literally just like peppermint, I love peppermint. And if I go to a concert and I hurt or it's hot, I'll put peppermint on myself. And this is not
hot
meant to.
Flashes, so good.
I'm sorry, I don't know about those things.
Yeah, no. I'm just starting to see what those are like, and they are not so much fun.
Like, you know, like pepper, it's not meant to be a replacement for your adjustment or for your massage, but they're amazing tool in your toolbox. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background on why we're here and why we're talking about this. So I'll let you again, tell me about Valor, because I have no idea. Like I'm hearing it everywhere and I'm ignorant to that one.
Because it's actually known as kind of the chiropractor's oil. Isn't that so? I know, right? Yes, and it actually helps to hold adjustments longer when used down the spine. But again, like it's a combination. You know, it's collaborative, right? And so I think that the thing that I also really like about giving this tool to my clients is that it's something that when we're not together, which now we're like never together, like when I do a Zoom call or FaceTime childbirth ed class, or like I'm even supporting women in labor, like virtually, or I'll go to their home in earlier labor, masked up and everything. But the oil is something that if we've done work together, prenatally, for instance, and we utilize a specific oil, there is that scent memory, right? Like if we use all of our senses when we're focusing on relaxation, grounding ourselves, it's really important, like what looks good, what feels good, tastes good, smells good, so when that mom might be feeling some stress in labor, we've already practiced massage techniques and comfort measure techniques utilizing that oil. So the minute she smells that in labor, she's brought back. She goes right back to like, I've got this. I'm in a good place. We can kind of, I specifically will work on certain things that they might want to let go of during labor, or things around fear. Fear is one of those things that I think is causing so many of us stress right now. It's like the fear of it's very similar to labor in that way. Maybe not the physical discomfort as much. But certainly I think it's the fear of the unknown. So, I'm sorry, you might hear my dogs howl. They join in, they like the oils too. Great for the 4th of July when there's fireworks, the dogs totally calm down when I use a little peace and calming. They love it. But so anyway, I think, yes, it's just another tool that we can utilize with our breath work. There are different ways to use it. You can put it in a diffuser. A lot of people are familiar with diffusers now. And it's really great. It actually does get into all of the air particles. So it can help cleanse the air. It can help cleanse the air. It can help kind of calm you down. Great to use in babies' rooms. Helps with, I'm so sorry, the dogs. Can you hear them?
Okay.
They might see one of the cats running by. I've tried having meetings in my car, and that hasn't worked that well either. I'm really trying to figure this all out now. But anyway, so that is diffusing it is one way. Another way would be to use it topically on your skin. Now, I would say if you're new to oils, I certainly would dilute it in a carrier oil, like any cold pressed oil. I have like this fractionated.
Look at you.
I know, it's like, and in a pump. I really like it. And
I like that.
It's great. And I did just get this on Amazon. And I will use, I'll use the hard coconut oil if I'm going to make like a chest rub.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of like getting my little mortar and pestle out and like having science class in the kitchen with my kids. But I also I keep like these empty rollers, and then I will just fill it with fractionated coconut oil and use it that way as well. There are food grade oils that have been approved, but Young Living has what's called the Vitality line. So it's really nice. Actually, the FDA requested that they specifically label the bottles. They look a little bit differently.
Like the white ones, right?
Yep. I know, we're like, yep. So it makes it really easy to be able to tell which oils you can use in, you could use them in like a vegan gel capsule. You could make capsules. I use mine in tea. The whole spice line, I use those instead of my dried spices. I'll use, making pasta sauce, the basil, the
what I haven't done, and I didn't think about that. This is why we do these talks. They're as much for me as they are for you guys watching. So like I've been doing, obviously we're stuck at home, and so I've been doing coffee with like bourbon infused honey, no judgments.
None at all.
we had some really great vanilla that my mom got from somewhere and I used it up. So could I be using like a drop, like in my coffee? That didn't occur to me till I put it in my water, but this
like
didn't
you
occur to
could
me till
do,
right now.
like cinnamon bark would be really good.
Yeah.
If you
I
want
have nutmeg.
right? Peppermint mocha,
Ooh,
right? Yeah. No, I have actually,
nice.
I'm getting kind of crazy. I have even, there's a whole do on wine pairing and oils. Oh yeah.
Well,
Yes,
so
I
much
like
for stress relief.
some lime and margarita, perhaps.
Yeah.
Lime is one of my favorite essential oils to when I'm mixing things together. But so one of the differences I would say mostly with and the reason
Hold
I'm
on. I don't know. We were stuck for a minute. I don't know if it was me
oh,
or if it was you, but
maybe somebody was, I don't know. Okay.
so what did you mention after wine? I didn't get anything after
Oh,
that, and I need to
fine.
know what's going on.
So after that, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So one of the reasons that I'm really, really partial to Young Living. I know there are a lot of oil companies out there, and yes, you can get them at Whole Foods, and they say they're organic and they're natural. What you actually can buy that label that says that something is organic. So you definitely don't want to just like buy something because it says it's organic.
Right.
Even like the cleaning products, for instance, that you see at Whole Foods that have lavender in it. Okay. We know like popular brands and they smell really good. But I will tell you, since I've gotten away from using synthetic cleaning products, like I just use the Thieves cleaning products from Young Living for pretty much everything in my house. I absolutely cannot walk down the aisle in the grocery store or Target or anywhere that's got like even the natural stuff. Like I start having like an allergic reaction. I'm really sensitive to it. When I noticed, I think the biggest test for me was I got the lavender from Young Living, and I bought what I thought to always be a fairly reputable natural essential oil brand, even at Whole Foods. And I compared the lavenders. And the lavender that, a lot of us are used to, it's actually a fragrance. Okay.
Right.
So they use a fragrance. There's a really good documentary on Netflix about that, actually. Can't think of what it's called this very second, but it's really good. And it talks about the industry and kind of how to break down all of that, the whole fragrance industry. But when you smell Young Living's oils, they are using only the oil that is derived from the plant. They have a guarantee and a promise that it's seed to seal. They don't say that it's organic, because that is a whole nother thing that you actually have to go through with the FDA. It's totally crazy. Right. But we do own our own farms. We have our own soil. Like we test it ourselves, but we also send it to third party testing places. We are harvesting it ourselves, distilling
There's
it.
more control.
It's very controlled. And like you can even figure, if for people that really want to know that stuff, the reason I like it is, honestly, it causes me stress to have to read labels. I don't actually like to read labels. I hate it. And especially now, I don't want to go in the store and spend any longer than I have to. I don't want to read labels. So I just know that these products are good. And so I made the decision to kind of actually, have this join this as a business. And so that is something I'm having a lot of fun with it, finding that I can, still be helping people, educating them. It's really fun, and because it smells really good, and I enjoy it. And that's not for everybody, and that's totally fine. But so that's why I'm really partial. How did you find out about Young Living? Just like all the
I don't Yeah, yeah. I honestly don't remember. I'm very anti, um, and some of this I think is to my detriment. Have always been very anti multi-level marketing because in my head, if
I
you're,
pyramid scheme. It's so gross.
yeah, well, it's not just that, but it's more in my head. I'm like, well, if this costs me this much and they're paying this person like this much percentage and this, then how good is the product really? Like that's what I had in my
Right.
head. And so I love the oils, and I have personally used the oils forever. And like I said, we used them in the office,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, I felt like, and maybe that's why I wasn't discussing them with clients, was I felt like I was almost doing somebody a disservice by saying, oh, do you like this? Like you should sign up and you should buy this from me.
Right.
And
And you know, I never like I feel so strongly that way. Like I never want to seem like I'm being pushy or salesy. Like ugh, it just doesn't feel good. But I will say, like, and I of course then I was like, well, if I am gonna do this, I'm personally gonna like try absolutely everything in the catalog.
right,
Which
right.
I would say that over, I have really been doing it a bit more in the last few years, and I do get a monthly subscription box. I change my order every month because I actually do want to try everything before I tell, like, so I can tell people about it. Like, I've tried that. In my opinion, like, I thought this one worked really well, and I don't really like that one as much, but I think that's
Yeah.
what I like about it also, is that there is something for absolutely everybody.
Well, for
And
us, I think it more came because, so again, like I was using them and I wasn't really talking about them, but that was similar to vitamins. So when we started the office, I was
oh,
adamant that I wasn't going to sell vitamins because I never wanted somebody to think I was recommending magnesium because I was going to make my car payment because I was selling them a bottle of magnesium. Do you know what I'm saying?
totally.
And I thought that I was being more genuine by sending them out and saying, I want you to take this and go buy it. But then the more I realized about the supplement companies and the more I realized what was out there and the quality of products that people were buying. So if I was recommending somebody buy magnesium and they were going to a big box store or they were going to, the internet and buying it, who knows what the hell that they were getting. And I didn't realize that 15 years ago. And now it's much more prevalent and it's much scarier because even on, one of everybody's favorite online retailers that starts with an A that I don't want to mention, but
Right.
they have stuff that says that it's fulfilled by them. So it will say fulfilled by a who, and
Right.
it's coming from China. And to me, and this is completely independent of what's going on right now, but to me, that's not okay. And so that's why, like, I don't even know what it was
Right,
now,
like,
5 years.
but it's important to do your research,
Right.
um, for sure, and not just take people's word for granted. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we went the direction that we did with our vitamins. And then we also went the direction that we did with the oils, because
Uh-huh.
same thing. I didn't want people to enjoy the experience in the office and then run down to, where they're buying their sheets and their comforters and
Right.
purchase oils that they were, and based on our patient population, that they were putting on their kids or that they were diffusing in their child's house. I mean, everybody knows I'm very anal about what Parker's exposed to,
Of course.
and I want my patients to be able to, to live up to that same level
Well, I
of
feel like, right,
service.
working so hard to bring and maintain health, right?
Yeah.
And homeostasis. It's like, then why would you go out and like do something, I don't know. Um
And
seems
it's unknowing. Well, I think the problem is that a lot of people were too trusting. And so you assume that if you're buying something from somewhere or it's
Mhm.
FDA approved or they're selling it makes it safe. And that is not by any means what's going on. So, I
Thought
mean,
of it.
obviously,
The documentary to go watch is Stink.
yeah,
Really good. I mean, it really does explain a lot, and it opens your eyes, and and I think that that's always the goal. Like I'm never judgmental about which path my clients take. Like they don't have to have an unmedicated, natural birth in a field of daisies in a tub of water. Like that, they don't have to if they want to, I mean, it's really, to me, what makes quantifies an amazing birth experience is, a woman and her family that are really well informed. They feel respected, loved, nurtured, taken care of. Certainly not lied to or coerced into something.
Right.
And so I think, but really gathering all that information and just knowing that you can trust enough to let go and relax and not feel so stressed out. I mean,
Yeah.
because really, I think a lot of people don't, they feel intimidated by it because there's so many choices, and how are you supposed to make, the right one? So, I feel like this is a great way to kind of bring people, at least narrow it down and start thinking about this stuff.
Right. Well, we got, obviously you and I are very passionate about this. We got a little bit of
Yeah,
off track on that, but
we
we left
did.
off on
But
Valor. So after
so,
Valor, what's another one that you like
so
people
another
could be
one that
using?
so we have, obviously there are blends, but single ones, bergamot is really good. You
Mhm.
might be familiar with, like, a lot of people know Earl Grey tea and the smell of it. Yep, so good. So and that is a vitality oil as well. So you actually could put that, yeah. I definitely dilute it. Oh my God. Um, they're so strong. And that's the thing, that these really do go a long way. You don't
Yeah.
just a drop. Um, the bergamot I really like. Now, there are some oils like cedarwood, for instance, really good to for grounding, for stress reduction. A lot of people like to use it at night before they go to sleep. But I've also heard some people say, like, I don't really like it. I think it smells like a guinea pig cage. And because I'm like, well, it's like the cedar, shavings.
Yeah, I see.
There's
Yeah.
It's not like, ooh, I want to wear it as perfume initially. Now, one thing you can do, and a great way to get an oil directly into your system within pretty much like 20 seconds in every cell in your body, and put it on the soles of your feet, which is also
Mhm.
the farthest away from your nose, right? So if you don't love the way it smells, that's a great place to put it. The other thing, if something is, there's one that I love if you're having stress because, let's say, you're not sleeping well. I have talked to so many people lately that are not sleeping well. And I am happy that I actually been sleeping better than I normally do. I don't know what that's about, except that every night I put an oil on called Rutavala. We jokingly call it it's death without the commitment, because like you really, like, you put it on, and I don't like the way it smells. Honestly, I really don't. Except now I smell it and I associate it with amazing sleep, which I do love.
Mm.
So what I did with that is I would just, like, open the cap, leave it out and somewhere where you're going to walk by a lot. And little by little, you'll be surprised at how you kind of, like, get used to it. It may still not be your favorite, like, it smells so good, but you don't mind.
I know. There's one that we have, and I'm not sure what Jade ordered it for. It smells like cat pee.
Oh,
Is it
I bet
eucalyptus blue? There's something. It's just
there's one, I think, there might be even German chamomile. I am not, but it is so good for so many things. But, like, there is weird, like, animal pee kind of
right.
situation, right?
And then okay, so I went out. Here was my like super duper splurge. I bought
Yeah,
Rose. It's
rose.
the most expensive one that there is.
Okay, it is, like, I have that one, and goldenrod is really good, amazing. But rose, it's got, so all of these oils, and I know this can sound really, like, kind of hokey, but they all have different megahertz of energy. Um, and rose is one of the highest. So let's say that you felt like really just like, ugh, it's been gray outside, and it's all of this is getting to you,
Well, you know why we bought it? I had not what year. Like my days are blending together, my years are blending together. I don't even know what's going on. Not this Christmas, but the Christmas before, I just had a really rough, it wasn't a great year business wise. It wasn't a great year personally. And I had two Bengals. I had two cats, and they both passed. They were old. They had amazing lives, and they both passed away between Christmas and New Year's within like 4 or 5 days of each other. And I was like, God, there is nothing else I can, like, literally you cut me off at the knees. There's nothing else I can handle. And Jade was like, well, there's this like healing blend that we can do. The caveat is it's got rose in it, and rose is like more expensive than your car payment. And I was like,
but you know why? Because there's 22 pounds of rose in that little bottle.
Yeah. And I did. And I was like, you know what? I need something. And so she did it, and Jade made me the blend, and I keep it in and it's like called like healing or something. And so I keep it, and same thing. Like if we're having a rough day at the office, you know, like I still use it. And right now, obviously, like we're still open, we're still seeing patients, and obviously it's a rough time for everybody. So,
thank you so much for being there and being available. That's incredible. Yeah.
But it is like, I use it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, right there, and that's the thing. Well, the other thing, if you love rose, I mean, we kind of call geranium is the poor man's.
I've been thinking about getting that too.
Geranium it does work in a very similar way. And so sometimes if you see a recipe that calls for, and you really can't, because it's a lot of money. I get it. There are little tricks and things that you can do to get good quality and have very similar results, and it will smell amazing, but maybe we change it up a little bit. So
what were we, and again, I'm trying to manage like Facebook and our Zoom here.
I know.
So we've got a couple people on here. What were we going to do? If anybody has oils, or anybody that is watching this as a replay, if you have your oils nearby, we were going to do a little demo. So
a little demo with some,
walk us through.
Yep. So I think, well, I feel like I'm going to use Valor. Do you have Northern Lights Black Spruce?
No.
I'm going to have to send you a bunch of little oil samples.
No, I'm like, right? What the heck?
Okay, so I'm going to grab myself, how about, you know what, we'll just do, or do you have Peace and Calming?
I have Peace and Calming, yeah.
That's a great one to use. So the breath work that I'm going to do is really, it's great for kind of getting you centered again. If you're starting to feel some anxiety or, you know, even panic kind of coming on, this can be a way to kind of just recenter yourself. It actually will slow your heart rate down. So you're not kind of in this fight or flight, moment. And so what we're going to do, and, everybody's lung capacity is different. Generally, we talk about inhaling for 5, holding for 6, and exhaling for 7, right? So, but if somebody can't get a full, 5 in or hold it for that long, it's most important though that we just kind of go up in increments by 1 for inhale, hold, and release. So I am going to I'll probably do like 3 drops of Peace and Calming on my hand, and I'm going to kind of rub it in a circle in a clockwise motion in my left palm. Don't stress if it was your right, it's okay. And I'm going to then just cup my nose around my nose with the inhale and hold and release. And then I'm going to breathe in again. Couple more times. One more time.
Feel so at peace.
I really do. I mean, like, this is why I do
I
this
like that.
work. Isn't that good? So, like, honestly, I get stressed. I think of the places that I get stressed. One of them is the car. I always have some oils on me. My purse at the end of the week, I'm like, oh, I better throw this one in today. Like, by the end of the week, I don't even know what's in there, but it's a lot. Um, but I keep one like out in my drink holder. And sorry, my son is going to mail something at the mailbox. I just got a note. A little note. I'm like, I can't manage all these things. And so if I'm at a red light and I am feeling stressed, like bad drivers, or I'm running late, traffic, whatever, again, I'll just do maybe some circular breathing. So that's another one that I do where I may not necessarily hold the breath up at the top, but I'm breathing in through my nose, up, and then I'm bringing it down the back side of my back and then through my legs again and up. So I'm doing this circular breathing.
I like that.
It's great. So you can do it on the bus, you can do it in the car. My kids are, I have twins that are 14 and a 21-year-old. So when they were tiny, I thought that was the hardest thing in the world. Now that they're not tiny, I think this is the hardest thing in the world. And I have amnesia about Parker's age. I do.
Right.
You're so cute. Like, oh my God, how could you be stressed? But no, I remember, I do. But like, when they're little, you can kind of give timeouts. They don't do that when they're teenagers. So like, I give myself timeouts. I go in the bathroom. My kids will hear me with my circular breathing and I bring my oil in with me. The bathroom smells really good and I'm feeling pretty relaxed. So, I think of things in your, in your day, in your life, in your house now. Like, I don't know, we're all maybe a little too close for comfort and a little sick of everyone in our family occasionally, because we're not leaving.
Give us a thumbs up if this is you, if you can relate.
Oh my God, I mean, I love them. I do. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a little too much of a good thing. And so like I diffuse it. I do go sit out in my car sometimes and just have my like outside office. I sit in there. My kids when they were little loved making all their like little, oil potions and stuff. And they do use the products. But when they're like 14 and you try and tell them you should do blah, blah, this will help you. They're kind of like, they don't want to really listen. So if they won't put it on, I put some on my hands and I just walk by them and maybe grab their shoulder. I hug them and I love them. But if they smell it on me, it also does work. It kind of just brings it down to a much more acceptable, level.
So is there, kind of in wrapping up, is there a point, like in the office, the way that we've been using it is I've sold like oils one-off to patients. So if we're diffusing something and somebody likes it, I'm like, oh, we're diffusing orange and lavender and they want to buy those. So that's typically what I've been doing. Is there a threshold where somebody that's watching and says, you know what, I really like oils? How often, how much, what should they look for to know, you know what, I should sign up so that I'm getting one bottle a month, or I don't really use it that much. I'm okay, messaging Jordan and saying, put an order in for Stress Away. I just want to try one Stress
or maybe
Away.
even just one of the rollers or something to start out. Maybe because you are going to love Valor. So like, let's say that you are using Valor with your adjustments. You're going down the spine after an adjustment. I mean, that would be a great thing if somebody wanted to like kind of continue bringing that experience home with them.
Yeah.
Like they could certainly do that. Now, if somebody, I mean, honestly, it is, I mean, I don't want to seem salesy at all, but like,
I know financially it's a better idea to buy the whole kit, but if
it
somebody,
honestly is. But I get it. And that's the thing, like, Young Living does have, maybe we can also, everybody that's on or watches this later, we can put together some links for them. So things that they can look at, like the catalog. Like, it's not just an oils company, like there are a lot of great products to try and to look at that I trust completely with my kids, my clients that are pregnant, their babies. But the premium starter kit, it comes with, what is it? It's 12 oils, I believe. Yes. It's a beautiful box that it comes in. It comes with a diffuser. It comes with pretty much everything you kind of need to get started, and with some great samples. And it's 165, and it would be normally like a $350 value. And that gets you basically a membership. Does not mean that you have to purchase anything, like every month. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do the business, certainly, if that doesn't speak to you. You don't have to push oils. You don't have to, it's really not a pyramid scheme. Just enjoy the products. That is.
Well, do they still, I remember this was I think when I signed up forever ago.
Oh my God, those are see, you have been using them a long time.
I know, this is kind of how it came. And now I just replace it, or if I travel, this is what I throw stuff in.
So I've taken some of the oils out of this.
Yeah.
And it comes in this really, I don't know if you can see.
I know, I felt guilty throwing that away, because it for me, I mean, it doesn't really serve a purpose, but.
See, this is how we're so compatible in the opposite ways. I'm this is the best box ever. And also, if you hadn't thrown it away, you could pull it out right now and show people what you're getting. See, voila. You could pan white also. No, but so I do, it comes with this, and you get your Ninja packets, which is a drink. I actually do drink 2 ounces of this a day. And if I'm not feeling well, I've even upped it to 6 ounces a day. It comes with hand sanitizer. I mean, hello. And then
that's a great selling point right there. We just sold 10 kits.
Seriously, people are like, can I get the kit because does it come with hand sanitizer? I'm like, I will give you some toilet paper on top of it. Actually, better yet, I'm going to give you the baby diaper wipes. The seedling wipes are amazing. I use them as facial cleansing cloths and in the dryer too.
That's amazing.
Don't need toilet paper. You just buy Young Living baby wipes. No, but so it doesn't, I think it is a great way. And we can always, I'd be happy to come and do a class just on the kit and how to, it's a great way to get your hands on basic oils to build your at home kind of.
Yeah. Well, I think let's do that. So, I mean, and obviously we covered a lot about stress right now, and that's what I wanted to cover. So if people have the oils at home, please use them. If there's questions, leave them here. We'll forward them to Rita if it's stuff I'm not familiar with. And Rita's in the group, so if she sees the question, she'll answer
totally
as we
comment. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, and as we go along.
Feel free to reach out with any questions. And then just, they can contact you.
Yeah, and if there are, if anybody that's watching that does like it and does want to sign up, then let's do that. And we'll do that separate, where we'll do a private group, and people can walk through each one and how they can use it and ideas and things like that. Because
people can let us know too if we could even start kind of a little private Facebook group for your patients and clients that are specifically interested in it. We can always put really cool information in there. And we are a part of a fabulous education group, Hello Essentials. It's got 40,000 different people or more in it. And it's not salesy. It is not about business at all, but it is specifically it's got a great kind of a library. You can look at past discussions on, I have blah, 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 like what would be good for whatever. And it's a great way to get great information. And there are a ton of professionals
Yeah.
that are in the group as well. Like I know, people do really, you hear a lot now about like, be careful with oils and animals. I mean, there are veterinarians that are in this group. And so it's a great resource. It's free. And so we can get you in that too.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, cool. So we'll see. I think Jan, we had a couple questions. What did Jan say? That she's hugely allergic to goldenrod. So how would that affect her use of the oil?
I would not use it then.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know.
I'm thinking don't like take all your clothes off and run in a field of goldenrod. Like stay away from it. Now, it is really funny. It is just as expensive as rose, and it is hardly ever available. I mean, that is one thing I will say. Sometimes you will see that an oil is out of stock, and it seems really kind of annoying, but actually it's to our benefit, because that means that they are it's a very green company, and we really do care about the earth. And so if there is a crop that is running low for whatever reason with climate change or whatever, they're not going to adulterate and make a fake version of it or a lesser than version just to fulfill the need or the desire for it. So, but goldenrod is also known to be quite helpful in the bedroom, and it does things just like the name sounds. I mean, that's a whole nother class.
I would, you know what? I was scanning through.
For stress reduction, might I add. So
I was scanning through comments, and I think somebody asked that or asked something about blood supply, and somebody mentioned goldenrod, and I was like, ding, ding, ding. I have some patients that are taking vitamins for that, and maybe we need to be suggesting the oils too.
Oh yes, there's a performance supplement that Young Living sells, and most people are like, oh, it's for exercise, and are like, you could say that. Yeah, I think it's some exercise. It burns calories. Yeah. So that's a whole nother very private Facebook group.
I love that.
Really fun. What else are we going to talk about while we're
right?
I mean,
right. I agree.
Yeah. We'll combine it with wine pairing and oils and that conversation, and I think that'll be
perfect. We'll see how many we get in that group.
I bet a lot.
That's awesome. Well, on that note, I'm going to go make dinner. Rita, I really appreciate you sharing all your knowledge and your information with everybody. It was so much fun.
So much. I'm glad we're working together. So excited. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that there are any other questions right now. But again, if you're watching this on the replay and you have questions, leave them in the comments. Rita can answer them at that time. And otherwise, I think tomorrow we're going to be talking with my girlfriend, Erin, live from Austria. So we're going to talk about what quarantining in another country was like. We're going to talk about some of her health journey and all that cool stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. I mean, it's something to look forward to. It's great.
Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I love you all for tuning in.
Okay.
Have a great night. I'll see you later, Rita.
Okay. See you later. Bye.
Bye.